Hi, dear doers. In business, each company has to pay its bills, at least if they don't want problems with their partners. But sometimes we want to wait until the delivery is complete before paying them. Doing so ensures we don't incur the same cost multiple times, which is important for Stealthywood's financial health. To define if a bill should be paid or not, we decided to use three-way matching. By using this method, Stealthywood's database will compare information from the purchase order, the vendor bill, and the receipt to know if we should pay our supplier. By matching the numbers across the three documents, we will ensure that we don't pay incorrect vendor bills or for incomplete deliveries. And when an issue shows up, we can pinpoint exactly where it comes from. Very convenient. So let's jump in Stealthywood's database to use this three-way matching feature. All right, so here we are on my database. Let's go directly to the purchase application. And then we're going to go to configuration settings, and we want to be sure we have the three-way matching option activated, which I do. So if you need to activate this, go ahead and select this checkbox and be sure you click on save before moving forward. Now let's go ahead and see this in action, of course. So we're going to go back to our dashboard and create an RFQ. So we'll first add the vendor. So I'm going to add my vendor, Happy Furniture, and also add the product as well. So let's say desk lamp. Okay, we're going to purchase 8 of this item. And something we want to be sure that we do before we move forward is check out our product form, go to the purchase tab, and be sure our control policy is on received quantities, which it is here, so we're good to go. Then we're going to save this, confirm the order, and we're not going to receive the products right away. Okay, even though that's the next suggested action by Odoo, we're going to skip that step and we're going to create a bill. So let's see what happens. We're going to click on create bill. All right, and then we have our product information here automatically. And we're going to go to the other info tab and we're going to see this field right here. It says should be paid, yes. But why should we pay for this bill if we haven't received anything yet? Well, if we go back to the bill tab, we're going to see that the quantity here is 0. All right. So for the bill that you generate from the purchase order, the quantity will automatically reflect the amount that you've actually received. So in this case, we haven't received anything. All right. So the amount due is $0. So it makes sense that we do not have to pay anything. But if we edit this, in this case, if we say 6, okay, and save, go to the other info tab again, it's going to say that we should not pay this bill. We haven't received these items, so we should not pay for them. All right, so let's go back to the bill, change the quantity again to 0, save. Okay, then we're going to go to our purchase order. All right, we see both the receipt and the vendor bill here. So let's go ahead and receive the products. Okay, I'm going to validate, which will apply the reserved quantities, in this case, the initial demand, as the done quantity. Apply. All right, we can go back to the purchase order and to that vendor bill. Edit the quantity again, so we'll say 8, save. We're going to check the other info tab and it says, yes, we should pay this bill. We've received the 8 items, it's good to go. All right, so then we can validate and register the payment whenever we're ready. But I'm going to go ahead, jump back to my purchase order and duplicate it. So let's go to action, duplicate. All right, but this time I'm going to purchase 10 desk lamps rather than 8. Let's go ahead, save, confirm the order, and we are going to receive some items here. So let's click on Receive Products. We click on Edit again. But let's say our vendor didn't have everything in stock. They didn't have our full order in stock, but just 5 out of the 10 items. They went ahead, delivered 5 items. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, save, and validate the receipt of these 5 items. And then Odoo is going to suggest that I create a back order. Okay, so this means that I received 5 items and I'm going to create another order for the second half of the 10, so the next 5, to be received at a later time. Or I can say no back order, I'll just take the 5 and forget the rest. But in this case, we do want the back order, so let's go ahead and click on that button. All right, if we go back to our purchase order, we're now going to see 2 receipts here. So we have one that's done, so for the first 5 items, and one that's ready for the second 5 that we haven't received yet. So let's go back to the purchase order and create a bill. So we're going to click on this button. okay? And the quantity, again, is going to be the products that we've already received. So in this case, we've received 5 items. All right, so the bill is going to be for the 5 items. We go to the other info tab. It says, yes, we can pay for this. But if we change the quantity here and say 10, so the full amount, and save, if we go to the other info tab, we're going to see that there's an exception here. All right, so yes, we should pay part of this bill, but not for the entire thing since we haven't received all of the products yet. But what we can do is force the status. So we can click on this checkbox and we can force the status to say, yes, it can be paid, no, it shouldn't be paid, or it can remain as an exception. All right, but let's go ahead and leave it the way it was. And then we're going to save, and we're going to go back to our purchase order and receive the last 5 items. Okay, so we're going to validate this, apply. Okay, and then we're going to create the bill. Okay, so let's go ahead and say we received the 10 items and save. When we go to the other info tab, it still says that there's an exception here. And that's because we've generated 2 draft bills. All right, so we have 2 bills related to the one purchase order. So we need to delete one of them. All right, but first let's save, of course, and go back to the purchase orders, vendor bills. Okay, I'm just gonna select one and delete. Since they are in the status draft, I can delete them. If one of them was validated, I wouldn't be able to delete it. We're gonna delete. I just have the one. If we go to the other info tab, yes, we can pay for this bill now. All right. So this just adds an extra layer of security just to be sure you aren't paying for bills that are incorrect or for products you haven't received yet. All right. So this is definitely a really cool feature that Odoo has to offer, and you should take advantage of. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching.